Okay, this time on the channel for another silly, we're gonna have the balance changes of the update that I molded about yesterday. Because of course we are. I can't go another day without complaining now, can I? Uh, anyways, we have a total of, I don't know, 30 something balance changes to go over. I have my silly little drawing board so we can make examples for what I'm talking about because I'm too lazy to install anything to draw on screen. Anywho, let's start with the balance changes from my beloved content creator AshBS. I love this guy very much. Thanks, Ash Brawl Stars. I'm not saying this because you follow me on Twitter. Anyways, we start with Willow. She gets a shield in her super all the time. But now it's gonna be 50% instead of 25%. It's a pretty meaningless change, I guess. There's not much that solves what Willow's main problem is. I think Willow's fine as is. I guess this is a good, quality of life. But her super is still, impossible to hit. And I don't understand why they're not working on that, no? Hold on. Imagine this is Willow's super, right? It's so small. And I'm, here. Yes, the super, is very deadly, but it just never hits me because it's so small. Increase it just by a little bit so it would hit me and it would actually be a risk. Then this would be a no. Oh no, I cannot. The only situation where she would hit the super is if she just taps the super, auto aims, and I'm rushing into her, which is stupid, by the way. You don't want to do that against the Willow, and everyone knows that. So what? I don't understand. Just change that and she's better, I guess. It's a pretty meaningless change. I don't want to stand on it too much. Next is Ash, one of the most forgotten brawlers in the game, unfortunately. It's a change to his bad gadget, which I guess instead of 25% health is 10%, which is a pretty good buff for the gadget. But are you really gonna okay, hold on. Now you are gonna have, okay, this is the rage bar, right? This is everything that Ash is about. Balancing your health and your, let's say this is your rage, okay? Less health means more rage. But also you can the thing about the first gadget, you can just transform this rage back into health when you do need it to sustain yourself in the fight longer. But the more I think about it, do you need to sustain yourself if you're a snowball character? Because the higher this is, the riskier it is to die, but the more value that you bring to the team. So this gadget just says no to the sustain and is fuck it, go all in, right? Because you're literally doing the opposite. You're trading health for rage even more. And okay, if you have a dedicated healer, I think this is gonna be the better gadget. He's always run with Byron, right? Pretty good change. I like it. Not the biggest change in the world, but whatever. Next up, though, is a change that I do not agree with, because I am not the biggest fan of Grom at all. I know I've been calm so far, but, well, let's see where this goes. Grom's problem is that he's really easy to dodge. What do? We keep him easy to dodge. This sounds like a certain brawler from the past. A brawler that was easy to dodge. So we kept buffing him and buffing him and buffing him and buffing him and buffing and buffing, buff, 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 buff. But you never addressed the core issue. But then you randomly did. And then he became broken and everyone hates him. Are we doing the same thing with Grom? What do you mean 5-hit super? 5-hit super that nukes the whole map and is impossible to dodge? What's next on the list? Okay. One thing I don't like about Grom is how they're buffing him instead of addressing the main issue just right away. Okay, holy fuck, you just want him to fucking, I don't know. Fuck this buff. Fuck you, Adrian. Mandy buff. Stu buff is very weird. Okay, I'm not gonna draw anything about that. I didn't think Stu needed a buff, but cool, I guess. I think it's overkill to have 600 more health on Stu, especially with Yasuhil scaling with it. Like, it's probably impossible to kill him now, but we'll see how this plays out. I want to see this one. Terra buff, Penny buff. Okay, I'll stop with a bit. Penny buff is really good. It's like so much health. Why does he put level 1 stats, by the way? Like, I know it's 100% higher, so it's like, you know, this is the new turret HP. But just put that here. Who gives a fuck about level 1? Like, okay. Anyways, the turret has so much health now. Honestly, good change. Let's see how this does for Penny. I am expecting good changes, but yes, this helps. But the more we go on with the buffs, especially on the other list, and you know, talking about other things like the hypercharges, it's gonna be very underwhelming. Like, I'm sorry, Penny fans. I don't know, dude. Tick buff is very, very ridiculous. I don't think Tick needed a buff. I don't think anyone would say Tick needed a buff. Tick was probably... Okay, Tick was the 3rd best thrower in the game, I think. Behind Barley and Larry. And then you just buffing him more, like, okay. Sprout buff. Rejoice. Sprout fans. I'm a Sprout fan, by the way. You can finally 3-tap so many more people now. Back when on the old damage, was it 1960? You always left people on like 40 health or something. Like, a lot of characters were left on a very low amount of health. Now you can just 3-tap so many people. That is a huge change. I doubt it's gonna help Sprout much because, you know, Tick beats Sprout. Grom might beat Sprout actually now in Knockout. And Barley just sustains every thrower, and then, okay, it's a fine matchup into Larry, I guess. Lola change is also welcome. Thanks, Lola. Kiss me. Yeah, it's a very lovely change. Thanks, Lola. Thank you for being awesome. More tank counters is always welcome to this game, because fuck tanks. No one likes tanks. B. We were just talking about tank counters. We're back at 600 damage. That might push B over the edge again. Just watch out for the good Bs, okay? They were already demolishing, but now they're gonna 2-tap again, so that's cool. Gus buff is really needed. I really like this one. I don't like the threshold per se, but okay. Spike buff, no one likes Spike. The Brock buff, they literally listed a buff that they already have in the game, so I'm just gonna gloss over it anyway. Let's go on to the next list. These are the good changes, you know? Dancing Flames finally gets a nerf, but you know what the problem is? They don't say anything about the bug, you know? True Blue, True Red. There's a bug where, I think True Blue, if you're standing on the Amber and she activates it, this is the case with every revolving attack, by the way, like Melody's attack, and Amber's gadget. Once it's triggered, it deals all the circles damage in the middle. For Melody, it's one of the circles. For Amber, it's all 3 at once. She like, if you're on top of her, once she activates it, it deals 5k like instantly. Fucking deletes you. I think the Bubble Amber skin has that more often as well. So if they didn't fix that, meaningless change. If they did fix that, good change. Because it's ridiculous that she's even good at close range. Barry, no longer a heal bot. Very positive. I think he's actually going to be dog shit now. I'm going to be honest. I don't think anyone will ever run Barry. Buster nerf. I guess he had it coming. It's a shame that they nerfed his health instead of his barrier charge rate, because I think his... Okay, wait. He can just sit around. Maybe... Okay, I don't know what you would nerf about Buster. His barrier is extremely pulverizing. Like, I love Buster, but his barrier, dude, he should not get this thing as often as he does. Like, he just sits around and he gets it for free. Like, I'm gonna get this and win late game and knockout for free. No, he shouldn't get it as often as he does. That's all I think the problem is. A health nerf is just more annoying for him rather than being it's a band-aid fix. Meg, I've seen people not like this change, but you have to remember it's per projectile, and this much of a damage reduction, like -40 per projectile. And she like fires like this or something, right? So if she hits me with 3 shots before, it's like 1,000. Now it's 900, 1,120. Now it's only 900. That is very good. Like, you can survive Meg a lot more. Like, obviously if you're getting hit by everything, you're gonna get deleted. But she just doesn't delete things anymore. I feel like she might fall off a little. Clancy, I like what they did with Clancy, but I also wish they nerfed the speed. But it's fine. I'll say it. It's fine. For now. Keep it for now. See how this goes. Because I think these changes are really good for him. The super damage was ridiculous. The super cycling was ridiculous. That was the most ridiculous part about him. Other than that, if he does not get the snowball, he's kind of ass. So, I think this is a fine change for now. If he's still overpowered, you can reduce the speed. Or the snowball. Frank, I feel like again another band-aid fix. Literally like no health. Okay, a health reduction I think means that he attacks quicker, more soon, which is something that they may have just glossed over. Like if, like, you know, 7,500 was, I don't know, plus 50% attack speed or something. It's not that in his old stats. That was his half HP point, right? And now I think that's like 6,000 or something. So he reaches this point sooner because... Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna attack faster a lot sooner, or he's gonna be weaker while he's attacking, even weaker when he's attacking faster. Now, irresistible attraction, this being reduced to 50% has been a long time coming. 100% is just completely ridiculous. I don't think that's enough nerf for it. I don't think it should pull you completely in, but yeah, sure. Let's just keep it that way. I think he needs a little more tuning, but whatever. Kit, they completely missed the mark. I don't... Okay, look. What is the problem with the pussy? I wonder. Is it maybe the strong super? Is it maybe the fact that the super is free? Is it maybe the fact that the stun is extremely powerful to follow up on and very free to hit? Is it the fact that the passive healing is very good? Is it the fact that the thrown projectiles are very instantaneous, like in melee and thrown attack, and they deal too much damage for what they do? Actually, it's none of those. It's all of them. It's all of them. What is wrong with this cat? How is it still good? Like, just got it. Got the fucking cat. He's been ruining Knockout since his release. And now every other mode is fucking unplayable whenever Kit's in play. Like, oh my god. The cat. The kitty cat. The pussy. It just kills everything. He wins every single 1v1 with so much damage, free stun, free super, and it doesn't matter if he dies. He'll just be back with all his stuff. By the time he's back, his 20-second super is gonna be charged, dude. Whatever, dude. look, I think Kit needs a rework at this point, honestly. Gale, they buffed Gale basically. They made it, okay, he doesn't deal double damage anymore. I guess that's a bug fix, but he's also buffed 820, which is, you know, the dumbass Ash Brawl Stars thing. It's 1640. Still gets the hypercharge buff, by the way. It is less total damage. Okay, fine. It's just more consistent damage. We'll take that. Not enough. Not enough, by the way. But we'll take it. Daryl can roll twice. What's the point? If a roll is useless, it's having... okay. How much does your roll do? Like, right now. Like, I'm rolling. This does 0. This has 0 impact. Okay, let's do it twice. I'll have you do the math. How much does this do? Oh, wait, 0. What's the point of rolling in twice? I mean, I guess you get double knockback. But like, even if you double knockback, your unload is slower than a turtle. Your DPS is so bad. You have to be in the opponent's face. Like, if you want to deal any damage, you have to stand there for longer than you have to, because shoot like 1, 2. And they're really spread apart, so you have to follow them as they strafe, and you have to be stuck, like, you have to be standing right on top of them, and you have to be tracking where they're moving, and you have to be standing there for longer than you have to, so you can like roll around as much as you want. Like, it feels so out of place. It's just so out of place, dude. I don't know. Like, it's a weird balance list, because like, you can see some of them make sense, you know, like the meta brawlers getting nerfed, but then you have like other changes that make no sense. Like, why do you buff Stu? Why do you buff Tick? Why do you buff okay, like, okay, if I were to rate these balance changes, honestly, considering the hyper charges and, you know, the ever coming Mortis meta, you know, like, let's just take this in light of Mortis being useful, okay? Willow, bad. Mandy, bad. Grom, bad. Ash, bad. Okay, these two are fine. Penny's fine. Tick is fine. Sprout, bad. Bee is fine. Lola's fine. Gus, bad. I don't even know why Brock is there. Who else do we have? Barry's, yeah, like I said about Barry, he's gonna be dog shit. Like, with this change and facing Mortis every game. Kit is gonna be seen more with Mortis, and then, you know, like, you have way less ways to respond to Mortis now, you know, with the changes. So, like, is that what they were aiming for? Are they aiming for a Mortis meta? Like, they released a broken hypercharge, and then they nerf some of his counters? I don't know. Honestly, weird changes. 4 out of 10. And yeah, bye.